and welcome to the College of Health Sciences training presentation. My name is Rachel Pekka, and I am a 3-year student assistant to Nancy Nelson, the College of Health Sciences Outreach Dean. Don't you absolutely hate it when you're at work and you find more than one file for each person or facility? And then to top it off, all the information is different from each other? Well, I know I do, and that's exactly what's been happening at the College of Health Sciences for the last couple semesters. This is why we took it upon ourselves to develop a system that eliminates this problem. By the end of the presentation, you will be able to gather information of the instructors and facilities, enter the information into our 3 main databases, Access, Excel, and PantherLink, create labels for each process, place the hard copies in locations throughout the office, and replace old files. Now let's get started. The first process is to gather the information of the facility and the instructors. This is slightly different from each other because one's a person and one's a place. The information of the instructor consists of their first and last name, address, phone number, as many as possible, like their cell phone, work, home, social security number for government forms, all applicable email addresses, what courses they are approved to teach, and any other additional information that they would like us to know. This could consist of times that they are unable to be in contact with or other jobs that may come in conflict with our schedule. The facility information is a slight different because it is a place. We need the address, the phone number, the rooms available for our courses, the capacity of each room, the full contact person with their phone number. This ensures that CHS is dealing with the same people constantly and eliminating any misunderstandings. All this information is used into placing our next step. That is putting it into our 3 main databases, Access, Excel, and PantherLink. Access is the one that we use the most because it uses all the information that we had just said. The main reason we use Access is for group mailing, instructors with multiple addresses, filing government forms, and many more reasons. The only reason that we do not use Access as our only database is because it only allows one person at a time in the office to be on the program. To add an instructor on Access is much more complicated than any of our other databases, which is why we recommend taking a course prior to our employment here. The majority of our reports that we use on a daily basis, such as phone directory, the complete contact list, and scheduling, are already made on Access through other employees in our office. Therefore, this process has been simplified. All you have to do is, and you can follow me on your computer screen, is open Access, the pink button that is on your computer screen. Press Open on the right-hand side once it pops up, and then double-click Table Credits. Once that opens, then you press the Design view in the top left corner. Then, you're allowed to make a new entry. This entry is going to be the last row in the entire spreadsheet, which each column is titled to different things such as last name, first name, and address, and so on and so forth. All this information and much more can be found in About the Microsoft Access 2010 Step-by-Step by Joan Lambert. A copy of this book is at each and every one of your desks in the office, just in case you get lost and no one else is in the office to help you. The next database is Excel. Excel is fairly simple to use, and I feel like a lot of people have already used it, whether it be in college or in other previous jobs. This database only has our main information, such as their full name, their phone number, email addresses, and addresses. This makes sure that all employees are able to access this information whenever they want, because more than one person can be on the program at once. If you would like to go into Excel, all you have to do is click on the green icon on your screen, press File, Open, and then you'll go from there, go to My Computer, then go into the College of Health Sciences R Drive, into Excel. Then there's going to be 2 different documents. One's going to be facilities and one's instructors, and you will click whichever one that you have the information for. For today, you can just go into instructors. When this file opens, all you'll have to do is scroll all the way to the bottom of the list and enter the data in that last row. Similar to Access, just a little bit simpler. For any other information on Excel, you can look in the book Microsoft Office Excel Step-by-Step by C.D. Frye. And this book is also next to your desk in your office. The last database is the address book in Pantherlink. It is mainly used for group emailing because it makes it much simpler and faster for each employee. To log into this site, you must enter the CHS Outreach ID and password. This information is only accessible through full-time employees, but the majority of the student assistants have the full-time employees save their password and ID on their computer so that they're allowed to go into and out of the group account whenever they please. For the time being, you guys can just enter your own ID and password into Pantherlink. Once logged onto the system, click the Address tab, which is next to the Mail tab, and then on the other side of it is Preference. Click the Address tab, and then a new screen will pop up, and you'll click the arrow that's right next to New. There are other options then underneath this, but the one that we are focused on is creating a new contact. A new screen will pop up that has fill in the blanks, and it will say last name and first name, which is what we'll use for the instructors, and then right below that is company, which is what we'll use for facilities. And then you will type in their email addresses and press save. That's the basis for all the other steps that we can complete from here on. The second step is creating the labels for all the processes. The reasoning behind creating all these labels is because if we did not, we would constantly be behind because we have approximately 300 employees and facilities. I'm going to take over your screens with our Vision Power and start the slideshow. The slide that just popped up is exactly what we will be making, which looks similar to this. It is an example of label that we always use. The majority of our labels that we will be using are Avery 5160. In order to make sure that your computer is up to the specification, you must first enter Microsoft Word. I'll let you have your computers back. From there, you have to press the tools on the top bar and scroll down to Labels. A smaller screen should pop up, and in that smaller screen there should be an Options button. You can click this, and then numerous label types will appear. The main two that we are focused with are Avery 5160, which is used for regular envelopes and file folders, and Avery 5930 for oversized envelopes and packages. These are the only two that we have in stock in the office, so you don't have to worry about memorizing them. The numbers are on each one of the label sheets. Once you've selected the label type, you must type in the information on the instructor or facility, which will be in that blank box right at the top of that screen. You can access this information on the Excel sheet or the Access table that you just created. Once finished, press the OK button, and a full sheet should pop up just like this. Then you must save that sheet under the College of Health Sciences R drive as we did before. You must save it as either the instructor's full name or the facility name. Then, after that, you must go to the printer and put labels into it. The labels have to go face up into the printer like so. Then, you will go back to your printer or your computer and press OK. That is the end of that step, and now you are able to go on to the next one. The next is putting it in the correct place in the office. There is a plastic 3-drawer bin directly across from the printer. This bin has 3 different bins. The first one is the College of Health Sciences Sport and Rec instructors. This is where you will put the majority of the instructors. The second bin is for the College of Health Sciences facilities, all facilities that we ever use. The third one is where it gets tricky. It's the College of Health Sciences Continuing Education instructors. These are considered our non-credit and certification courses, which you will know when you see them. It is extremely important that you put them into the correct drawer, though, because important information is sent out each week, and if the right instructor is not informed, then they could miss out on class cancellations or course location changes, so it's very important. Once you replace the new files, you cannot just throw them away because there are private information on them, such as social security numbers and other private information. Depending on how many there are, you can either press 1 if there's a few, shred them in our personal shredder in the office, or 2, you can send them to duplicating, which is in room 623. Now that you know how to gather information, enter the information into their 3 main databases, create labels for all instructors and facilities, and place all information into correct places on the computer and in the office, and lastly, replace all old records, you're ready to work in our office. Does anybody have any questions?